to That Haunted Podcast, episode 5. I'm Shane, and I got Alex next to me.
Hello.
As always. It's been a while since we did our last podcast. I think a little over a month, but that's okay. We've been hella busy. Season 3 comes out Halloween night, 2023.
Oh, yeah.
Doing that. We're excited. We have the super duper secret project coming to a wrap with filming this month. End of September this month. And you guys will be hearing more about that the closer we get. We're also very excited for that. We have a lot of projects coming along. We
really do.
We have another thing that we're not going to talk about yet.
Yeah.
But we're working on still.
Things,
a few awesome things. We've been working our butts off for you.
We've been busy.
Fabulous people.
We got our coffee here. Take a sip with us. When you hear this, you take a sip.
It's good. Sorry. And yeah. I know, it's fine.
Yeah. We got an audience today.
We do have an audience. We're pretty sick. I'm also just still a little tired.
Yeah, we're a little tired.
I went to bed a little late last night. But that's...
I let you sleep in while I was watching my Goofy live. Anyways, so...
Well, we should talk about that
no,
first. Come on.
Just
bring it up real quick.
No.
Alex is watching a Sugar Mama thing.
I wasn't judging. No, it wasn't. It was a Sugar Baby thing.
Sugar Baby thing, sorry.
Listen.
There
I was watching a live where this 25-year-old woman was dating somebody, and I can't remember his age, but she did mention it was like a 33 to 35 year difference.
Pause. Okay.
And they were talking about how she was gonna have a brother husband, and I was like, oh wow, that's getting real deep. This is going all the ways that it could go. And then he's talking about before he dies how he wanted an Asian and Spanish girl as well. And she was like, oh yes, I got you. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the wildest thing. Okay. So I watched for about 40 minutes. Well, I didn't know I was watching for 40 minutes. I just kept going, and then I heard movement to my right, and I'm like, great, Shane's awake.
Time to shut off my porn that you watch while I'm asleep.
It was literally a TikTok live.
Right.
Anyways, I don't even know. It was just entertaining to me. And I wasn't judging. I was just like fascinated, I guess, by the life that they're living.
You cackling going, what the fuck? It's not judging?
No, I'm just the way they were talking, their banter back and forth was very off-putting for me.
Right.
I don't know.
Anyway, guys, we saw The Nun 2 last week.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
We're going to talk about that fantastic movie. Yeah?
Who's seen The Nun? Have you guys seen The Nun one?
The first one? Yeah, obviously we've seen it.
So you have to see the first one that correlates to the second one.
To understand the second one, watch the first one, yes.
Abso-freaking-lutely. And I even have some backstory to both of them after we talk about it. After we talk about how... I think we should talk about both of the movies, how we liked both of them.
Yeah, first let's talk about the experience we had with two rude people behind us. During that.
The Nun 1 and 2, but yeah, let's talk about this because this was like Shane actually let me be rude back, and I don't usually do that, y'all. I really do like people. I'm a people person. Like out of the two of us, I'm the people person. Would you say? Yeah.
Absolutely, I hate people. No offense to you people. I love you guys. Just don't talk to me.
But
no,
yeah, I'm a people person. I'm definitely the one that can hold the conversation, and I don't mind talking with anyone.
Yeah.
But these particular people, this group of people that were sitting behind us in the theater,
so fucking rude.
They were trying to talk during the whole frickin' movie, and it was really bad.
They were.
Oh yeah. Well, they quieted it down a little bit. I really started to get like shitty. At one point, I went shh, like really frickin' loud,
like that lispy shh, where like the saliva was like.
Yeah.
So he's boiling water. Yeah.
Yeah, like like it's not my blood boiling; it's my saliva.
The saliva in your mouth.
Yeah, and that's like That's like acid. It's acidic. It'll kill you.
It's acidic. Yeah. Lisp saliva is acidic.
Yeah, it's literally like deadly.
Yeah.
Anyways, So I shushed them, which I don't ever shush people. I'm not that Karen, y'all. But me and Shane work our booties off. We don't do date nights often. Don't you interrupt my motherfucking
You rarely go
movie.
on date nights like that.
No, never. I can't remember the last time we went to the movies. I was pissed.
What
I was
was the
about to
last?
get up. At one point, y'all, I was turning around and staring at them. And I think then that's when they, like, got it down to a reasonable level of talking to where they were not interrupting the
There
movie
shouldn't be
because it
any
finally got loud
level
enough.
of talking. If
There
we
really
were that seat row in front of us, I feel like we wouldn't have heard them. But we were right behind the handicap
We still
spots.
would have. They were being loud as fuck. And I really wish that you would have gotten up and said something, honestly.
If I went up to pee, I would have. I didn't want to miss the movie.
Yeah, there was actually, like, stuff going on, I feel like, pretty frequently during that movie. I don't know when there would have even been a time to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. I also passed out for like 10 seconds.
You did.
was so
My
sleepy.
glare, though.
Yeah, I have this thing, because I'll even do it on the couch where, like, if I pass out, I can feel Alex about to look at me, then I'll fucking jolt open, just a long enough time for her to think I'm awake. I do it so well. I do it so often, too. And I just open my eyes and we're like... And then when she looks back at the TV, I'm like, alright. But yeah, so we went to Taco Bell prior to, which is probably an honest mistake on my part. I got the three potato tacos and 2 chicken chipotle melt wrap thingies, so comes out to around $7 total usually.
You didn't eat.
I know, it's my
Anyways.
go-to order.
Got nachos.
Yeah, it's got the nachos, which were also good. Yeah.
I like their sour cream.
All right, we're none too. We gotta keep the
Anyways,
track.
yeah. So the people in the theater pissing us off. I kept glaring at them. It finally got to the point where I could at least just enjoy the movie. It was really, really good, in my opinion. And especially if you watched the first movie. For one, what did you think of the first Nun movie, please? Let's go there real quick.
I liked it better than the second one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my complaints about the second movie. I'll get to those.
I just feel like they go together very well.
I think so too. I think it's kind of confusing how they both ended it.
Well,
The first
because
one.
there's a lot, and we didn't stay for the after part.
Yeah, that's
which
right. There was
okay.
after credits, which are I hate after credits.
Well, now we know.
I
From
hate 'em.
now on, we just say 10. 15
Especially in the movies, because I need to take a piss. Once the movie's done, I'm out of there. I don't care about no ending credits. Okay, these guys ain't Marvel.
No, we gotta make sure next time. 'Cause
I'm gonna
we
bring a
can't miss it.
catheter in a bag.
Listen. So, anyways, he liked the Nun one then better than Nun 2.
Mm-hmm.
I liked both of them a lot. I think appreciate the first Nun movie more after seeing the second one because of how they go together. In the Nun one, I think I like how they build it up and everything in the storyline. And I know a lot of people are very interested on, like, if the Nun 1 and 2 are based on true stories, and a lot of people are like, no, it's not. It actually is. If you guys know Ed and Lorraine Warren, if you guys have read their books, anything like that. If you guys have read their books, and anything like that, the Nun 1 and 2 are actually real. Of course, they have that, like, Hollywood twist on it that James Wan. Okay, so, like,
I don't
for
think
example,
he directed the second Nun movie. His name never
first.
popped up. Yeah, the first one, but I thought he was doing the
I
second one.
believe he did do the second one, yes. I've seen a lot about that, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
I have to go back and look at the intro credits, but I don't think I
But
saw
for
his
the
name.
first one, it was.
Yeah, he did the first
And
one.
so, well, I'm going in order, so that.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm talking about just the Nun and I feel like it would be beneficial. So the Nun 1, was real, and I'll tell you how it's really not that intense of a story. Ed and Lorraine Warren back in the 80s, I believe, 70s or 80s, traveled to England. It could have been the Borley Church. I can't quite remember. They went to a haunted church at one point in time to investigate, where there was a nun that actually was stuffed into the walls of the church to be killed. That's how they killed her. They literally, like, bricked her up into the walls because
Bricked
she...
up.
Because, it was just as a punishment, I guess, back in the day. She had slept or had an affair with a monk. So yeah, they killed her by putting her in the walls. So Ed and Lorraine really experienced this haunted church with, they believed a spirit of a nun would have been there, but there was something darker. So, Lorraine, in these books, had mentioned something following her home. And what it actually looked like was a dark, swirling, tornado-y vortex, is how she described it, and it was accompanied by a cloaked shadow figure. So James Wan was like, oh, here we go. The nun from the church and the shadowy figure, and he bashed that together and created the Nun movie. So that's Nun 1.
Keep talking.
Okay. Oh, okay, I can just do my thing. Okay, so then Nun 2. Can you... My mom was calling me. Thank you. Okay, so The Nun 2. The Nun 2 is based on a real story as well. If you guys saw The Nun 2... No, if you guys did not want to hear about this, you're gonna have to skip it. We're talking about The Nun 2 here. We're doing the podcast, so we're talking about it. The Nun 2 is based on a true story as well. Now, if you followed The Nun 1, you know that Maurice Frenchie is the person that The Nun 2 is really surrounding, obviously, other than the entity. Because in the first movie, The Nun 1, he saved... What was her name? Oh my goodness, I can't think of her name in the movie.
The main character?
Yeah.
Call her main character. I don't remember.
The main character. He saved the main character. You could look it up for me. He saved the main character from being demonically possessed. And if you guys remember, the nun, like, threw up into his mouth or some shit, like, demonic...
It was a snake.
It was a snake. Thank you.
There's a little snake.
And it went right into his mouth, whatever. And if you guys recall, at the end of The Nun 1, there's that upside-down cross in his neck. And then, in the beginning of The Nun 2, he keeps rubbing his neck.
Sister Irene.
Sister Irene.
Very forgettable name and a very forgettable character.
Stop. I'm just saying. Don't be mean. I like her as an actress. I have appreciation. I've seen her in a lot of things, especially in American Horror Story.
Right.
Anyways, onward. So how The Nun 2 is actually real. Maurice is actually his name. And he was not demonically possessed because of Sister Irene. In real life, he had been demonically possessed ever since he was a child. He had a really rough upbringing. Really traumatic things happened to him, and he prayed for salvation, and he got a lot of weird things happening to him. That was weird. I just felt something on me.
Why are you picking at your mouth?
I felt something on me. Did something come onto me?
Oh my god.
That was weird. I think there's a dog hair on my mouth. Ah, it's getting me, you guys. Anyways. So, where was I?
Maurice's trauma.
His trauma kind of, that can leave an opening. That, you can be a child, go through traumatic things, and it can make you so angry, and he started to gain superhuman strength as a kid, which he really liked. He felt like he had superpowers. But as time went on, he everyone knew him as this really nice man.
Was he Italian or French? He was French, right?
He was Romanian.
So Italian.
That is all still true.
Italian, right? Same thing, right? Is that bad to say? I don't know. I'm usually great with geography, but right now I'm a little stupid.
Basically, because of all his trauma, and he had done bad things, his father actually forced him into doing really terrible acts that I'm not gonna talk about. They wouldn't even go into detail about it, at all. Actually, I think they do in the book a lot more. Satan's Harvest by Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's the book.
Don't touch it! Ah!
What do you... Stop yelling at me.
Sorry.
Satan's Harvest by Ed and Lorraine Warren. well, what that book would tell you, I'm pretty sure all the, like, more nasty detail, but he wouldn't, when being asked, he actually wouldn't talk into too much detail what his father forced him to do. But then as he got older, he had a really bad record. Everyone would be like, no, Maurice is the most gentle person, blah, blah, blah. But under possession, oh my god, he had a criminal record of rape, of, like, just, he trying to kill his wife, just crazy thing. And this was under demonic possession. And he ended up being able to fit all the characteristics needed for Catholic exorcism, which he did have. It did not work. What ended up happening in the end, Maurice, under possession, took a gun and shot his wife's arm off and dragged her outside, I believe. Or she was trying to run outside. He dragged her inside, I'm sorry. And all of a sudden, and eyewitnesses reported this, he was about to kill her with the shotgun, and he started to, like, fight with himself, and you could see there was a weird battle within himself where he was trying to shoot her, and he managed to turn the gun around on himself and kill himself. That's actually how it all ended. Nobody knows what happened to the entity at that point, which is really kind of, like, weird to say that all of that has some, so what's funny, too, is if we would have stayed to see the end credits,
we would have saw Maurice blow his head off the shotgun.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that's pretty sick.
We would have seen Ed and Lorraine get that phone call where someone's like, Mr. and Mrs. Warren, you have a phone call, it's an emergency, and he's like, how can we help, Father? And it was like some kind of emergency, and I believe that's gonna lead up to the next movie. Going more into his exorcism and things like that, but they always tie in more than one case from Ed and Lorraine Warren into the movies.
I seriously hope if they do make another Conjuring movie, it's not as trash as the third one.
Conjuring 4 is coming out.
I hope it's not trash. 1 and 2, beautifully done. I love the soundtracks to both the first Conjuring and second Conjuring. Third Conjuring was just garbage, actually. It was way too, actiony and stuff.
I think that I don't know if it'll be about their werewolf case or if he was their werewolf case, but what's wild about this is, like, I actually, guys, during my years of studying demonology, I didn't even realize, I've already watched his exorcism video years ago. What is true about all of it, sorry, I'm, like, grabbing my boob on camera, I'm getting weird chest pains. Anyways. Indigestion.
Right.
What was true about all this, if you guys remember the Nun 2, his eyes would start bleeding, his mouth, that was true. His eyes, his mouth, his nose, he'd be bleeding, but nothing, there would be no cuts after the exorcism. He'd be completely fine. Or there would be a crack that would open down his forehead. It'd be gushing blood, and there would be nothing there after every exorcism session that they were doing. And in the video that I specifically watched, I actually saw, as they were doing the exorcism, he hunched over, and as he drooled, you saw clear saliva drip onto his white shirt, and it became blood. But then you would see Lorraine or somebody come in and wipe his face, and it wouldn't be blood. It was really one of the most extraordinary things I've ever seen that was real. Mm-hmm. They have amazing evidence on YouTube. Yeah. They really do. Ed and Lorraine Warren. Everyone can diss them and say this, that, and the third, but they've caught amazing evidence, and when you see that shit, there's no denying it.
So without spoiling the movie for people who haven't seen it yet,
too much.
Well, how would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
A 7 or an 8.
Okay, 7 or 8. What could have made it a 10?
I think they could have done more with the beginning. It was a little slow.
Oh my god, that beginning was
the beginning
me.
was a little slow, but it
Holy
made
shit.
sense to the storyline. But remember, oh my god, you guys, I was jumping really hard in the movie theater. I was laughing at myself.
You had like rigor mortis.
I literally was like sitting and I was like, ugh.
Jumping up.
Like my legs came up off the thing. I was like, ah. It was.
Oh
It definitely gave me a jump scare, but that's like, that's what's fun about it. I loved it.
Yeah. So me.
Yeah, sorry to dig deep in there.
You dug really deep.
Well, I wanted to tell people that there was the true story.
Mm-hmm. So for me, okay, now listen. I've sat through the Joker movie that for some reason no one fucking liked. At least people that I know they didn't like because it was so slow. I loved that movie. But The Nun 2, for some reason, went so slow in the first half. I wanted to...
That's when you were falling asleep, too, right?
Yeah, thank God. It moved a little too slow, and also how dark the movie was sometimes, where I couldn't see anything that was going on. I don't know if it was because we were in a theater, but the screen was so dark, I couldn't see what the fuck was going on half the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I was so confused. Like, especially at the beginning, I couldn't see shit.
Oh,
Again,
I could.
I don't know if it was because it was on a theater screen. That's probably why. I don't know if it'd be different on TV. We had to get the DVD.
Yeah, I feel like I could see everything pretty
I couldn't see jack shit.
Though maybe I was missing it because that in the beginning when it was dark, I was very distracted by the people being loud. So maybe I missed the parts where it was like too dark.
Yeah. Very dark.
Yeah, so
I will say I did enjoy the soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was good. Mm-hmm. I do love movie soundtracks. I listen to soundtracks quite often while I'm at work, like the Conjuring 2, Annabelle soundtrack, Lord of the Rings soundtrack, which is flawless. I love that soundtrack. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love soundtracks. I think the soundtrack was great.
I think we secretly like filming and production a little more than we know.
I definitely do. I notice shit too. Like some movies, like Peaky Blinders. Sometimes when we watched that, I was like, "What was that camera thing that happened?" That one cut was so weird.
A few of them were really, and then it would be at a different position too, so you knew they had to fix something, and it was so off that they were not very smooth.
I'm not saying I could do better. I definitely couldn't, but as someone who edits,
one day maybe though.
One day, yeah.
If we have the if the proper stuff, but who knows? They might be a one team man, or not one man, but they might be like that type that has like a small, like how like Nick Groff has all his produced, or like who was it? Destination Fear. Mm-hmm. They have all their own shit. They produce all their own stuff. This is like a
big movie thing, so they definitely have a big crew. Again, not saying I could do better. I definitely couldn't. But there was a couple things.
Slide, though.
There's a couple things I noticed. I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah,
I can't
we were
name
kind
off
of
the top
like
of my
shocked.
head. But yeah, there's a couple.
I remember though his face was like it was a right on thing of his face and other people, and then it like cut and it was like shifted, and I'm like, "What the hell?" Mm-hmm. That's not even where they frickin' were standing fully. Like that was complete. It was completely shifted. It was definitely yeah.
What else made me upset about the movie? Oh, her sidekick, whoever the heck that chick was.
I don't
know what the point of her...
I think it was to prove that, and for people, and everyone, this may be dramatic, whatever.
Don't spoil anything. Spoilers, by the way. Deborah was her name.
No, this is a spoiler. I already told everybody that if you're listening to this, the only time we will spoil things is for the podcast. So if you're watching this, we're talking about The Nun 2. Don't watch it. Don't listen if... but yeah, there's gonna be spoilers, unfortunately. But
yeah, but her name was Deborah, Sister Deborah, I guess. I don't know what the hell her point was of being there. She did nothing.
I was about to say though, because for people that actually do this stuff and study exorcism and do what we do, I think for that point of it, from a demonologist standpoint, it is to prove that like you are going to be pushed if you're really having a demonic entity, a demonic experience, whether you believe or not. You know who you're gonna end up calling to if you need frickin' help at the end of the day, and you need to be able to surrender to that and be like, okay, I give, type of thing, when you have to for that protection and that power. And I think that's the whole point of it, is because people don't believe in this stuff, but it's like, but when you're faced with true evil, who are you actually gonna call on?
The Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
But Yeah, I don't know. That her sidekick did absolutely nothing, and I feel like the nun didn't do anything either. Literally,
The nun?
every time the nun was on screen, it grabbed someone's head and barked at them.
No. It burned that person up in flames in the
no.
beginning. Remember the little boy?
Wow, that's the 6 seconds of actual death that the nun did. But more than half the time, the nun grabbed someone's head, barked at them, and then let them go, or they got out or something. I was like, what? Every scene that I was in, it grabbed someone's fucking head, grabbed him by the neck. That's all it did. I'm like, what the hell?
No, I thought it like threw him and freaking.
Again, the 2 seconds of screen time it took to throw someone.
That's true. Okay, maybe I will say portraying what an demonic entity would really possess and how it would really torment you if that was going on. I do think the new Exorcist movie may portray that a little bit more, because that is based on the actual house, you guys, is in Connecticut, but that too is based on a real story, and that's why it scared the fuck out of people back in the day, because that's a real case. Also, I believe Ed and Lorraine were involved on that, but I don't think they're the ones that fully took that case. I cannot remember, and I'm pretty sure the movie Haunting in Connecticut is based on that as well. That house.
Possibly.
I'm almost positive. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct us, you guys, in the comments or whatever, because I may be, I have a lot of information.
Again, though, excuse me. I get if a demon does it to scare people, but also it's a movie. I'm there to see a movie. Yeah,
the Hollywood part of it, though, they definitely could have scared the audience more with, like, the one movie with Father Gabriel Amorth.
Yeah.
The Vatican? No.
I know, the Pope's exorcist.
Yes. I think the way they portrayed that demonic entity there, I think, was a lot more scary maybe for people in theaters if we were there to see.
That's another forgettable movie in my opinion. I don't remember what happened at all in that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as I was hoping.
No.
I liked it, but I would, like, 1 out of 5, I would have given it like maybe a 5 or a 6, if that. Like,
out of 5 or out of 10?
The story out of 10.
Okay. Because
the storyline and it being a true story is amazing. It's great. It portrays the dude's person, everything great, but like I don't know, it was a little slow and boring, but like the way that person was demonically possessed, and talking to them and like messing with their, because that's what a real demonic entity would do. So maybe like, I don't know what you were missing out of the nun too. Maybe you were missing something more like scary, not just like people throwing things around.
Yeah, that.
Like you needed some more like fear, like some.
Also, I don't know what's with every time there's a horror movie with a bunch of kids in it, all they do is fucking scream. But oh my god, I was getting annoyed with how all those kids did was scream and run away from a fucking dog. Spoilers.
Another James Wan movie. What did you think of Malevolent? Because that was pretty gory compared to other things. How, like, it cracked the dude's neck open and, like, something.
Forgettable movie, again. Really? I don't remember
then
anything.
What are you looking for out of his movies?
Originality. Being original. I get it's hard to do. There's millions of horror movies. There's nothing original anymore. Conjuring 1 and 2, flawless. Actual stuff. Yeah,
that was really good.
Good camera work. Great fucking soundtracks.
Yeah, you're right.
So good.
Right.
Actual good jump scares.
Yeah, like, honestly, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, those movies. They're great.
Whoever directed The Conjuring 3, fuck you. Come on this podcast and fight me.
Well,
I'll take your whole crew on one
I liked Conjuring 3, but I will say they should have stuck more to Ernie Johnson's case.
That, and 100%. Also the CGI was garbage in that movie. Absolute trash. Again, I can't do better, but what the hell?
I'll always buy the Conjuring movies. That's all I'll say. I will always collect them. They are collectible.
But I'm going to give my Nun 2 review official. I'm going to give it
1 out of 10.
1. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, and I gave it like a 7 or 8. Yeah. So okay. We're not that far off.
Would I watch it again? Probably in a year or 2. Because I can't rewatch movies too close together. Unless it's Lord of the Rings. Love those movies.
They have some on Hulu, so if you want. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, like, Yeah, though, I'm probably gonna wait that long to buy it, though, so it's affordable for me. Anywho, and then we'll watch it again, and maybe we'll re-review, reassess.
We'll probably see The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Not opening day, because I do not like going to movies opening day. Oh, fuck that.
I would go on a Sunday or Tuesday, like go when it's cheap. I don't give a shit.
But your mom's gonna be here soon.
Madre.
Do we need to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was our official review on The Nun 2. We both thought it was complete garbage.
No, I liked it.
Alex liked it. Ew. And I thought it was, it's meh. Go see it, though. I think it's a fun watch, I guess. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to
follow.
Don't forget to what am I saying? Like the podcast. Leave a comment. What's your favorite scary movie? And tell us if you've seen The Nun 2 and what you thought. And subscribe. We
Definitely
really
subscribe. Share with your friends, you guys. Listen on the way to work. Any support matters. We appreciate the shit out of you. And let us know in the comments, too, maybe what you guys want to hear. We do have some cool podcasts planned coming up for spooky time,
especially
October.
with season 3 coming out. I'm sure we'll have more to expand on our videos that we've got coming out. So we'll try and do more podcasts. We kind of slacked off. Really busy the last month.
Yep.
But yeah.
But it's all going to be worth it. We got some good shit coming for you.
Good shit. Thank you for listening. We'll see ya. Alex is kissing the mic. Oh my god, it's in her mouth. Excuse me. All right.
I'm kissing it. Shane's burping at it. Whatever.
Okay. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.